It's a lottery, picking numbers up to 43. Who knows this time if we win? Hello, welcome back to Murray's Roundup, episode 2. Oh, thank you, very kind. As you can see, I'm sitting in my plush recording studio in my multi-million-dollar mansion. You've probably already noticed that the title of this channel has already changed. I've made it a bit shorter. Yeah, I think the title last week was a bit too long. I couldn't even fit the logo in the banner on my YouTube page. Yeah, you live and learn. It's a learning process. Anyway, yeah, as promised, we're talking about Led Zeppelin today. Going to do a 9-album countdown from my least favorite to favorite. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. Okay, so let's start with number 9, and it's Coda. Well, effectively, it's a compilation album of loose ends. I think the original version was a single disc version, which came out shortly after John Bonham had sadly passed away. This one is a 3-disc version, lots of extra tracks, remastered by Jimmy Page. I really like Traveling Riverside Blues on this. I think it was a John Peel session, which was not on the original version of Coda. Yeah, the album artwork's very nice, lots of pictures. Yep. Very cool. Comes with a booklet as well. Yeah, nice set. Yeah, sort of kind of rounds up the collection. Really nice. All right, and coming in at number 8 is the album in a brown paper bag. And it's this one. Yes, Into the Outdoor. Yeah. Not sure why it's in a paper bag. Does anybody know? Yeah, put in the comments below. It's not pornographic, is it? Yeah. Yeah, let's take it out of the paper bag. Yeah, I wonder what the paper bag for. Maybe it's just the vomiting. It's a terrible album. Yeah. Or just put on your head when you walk out the record shop. Like, oh, look, he's buying a Led Zeppelin record. It came out, when did it come out? 1979, the height of punk. Apparently, yes, all the covers. There's many different variations on the cover. Nothing actually written on the cover. This version is a Japanese pressing. Okay. Yeah, nice sounding record. Yeah, it's got some good songs on this. Yeah. I really like. In the evening. Fool in the Rain. I'm Gonna Crawl. Yeah, it's got some good songs on it. I probably listened to this one the least, I think, out of all the studio albums. Yeah, but that, it doesn't mean it's a bad album by any means. Yeah, it's got some good songs on it. Okay, so that takes us to number 7, and number 7 is the album Presence. Yeah, so as we can see, we've got this kind of artifact in the middle of the table that everybody is looking at. It also features on the other pictures on the inside as well, as you can see, and on the back as well. I think it takes its inspiration from the Stanley Kubrick movie 2001 Space Odyssey. In that movie, there was this big black monolith that all the monkeys are going crazy over. I know just before they started recording this album, Robert Plant was in a car accident with his family in Greece. So he spent most of the recording of this album recuperating from his injuries. I think the other guys in the band really stepped up, especially John Bonham. He's drumming on Achilles' Last Stand is fantastic. My favorite track would be Nobody's Fault But Mine. Yeah, I think it's really good. Yeah, really sort of sticks in the brain. Yeah, really good track. Probably wasn't my favorite album to begin with. When I first bought it in the 80s, I think the copy I had sounded a bit flat for some reason. maybe just a bad pressing. Since then, I've bought other versions, like remastered versions. I also have it on vinyl, a Japanese version. It's really good. It jumps out the speakers. Yeah. So yeah, number 7, present. All right. Let's move on to number 6, and it's Houses of the Holy. They started recording it the back end of 1971 through 1972, and it wasn't released until 1973. Yeah, it has a sort of diverse sort of selection of tracks, sort of folk, reggae, rock, funk. Yeah, I really like the opening track. The song remains the same. Yeah, great guitar riffs on that. And then the rain song, yeah, really beautiful. Over the Hills Far Away. And my favorite track on side 2, No Quarter. Yeah, that's the highlight for me on this album. Also, this album has quite interesting artwork. This was done at Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland. There was a kind of like an urban legend for a while that one of the kids on the cover was quite a famous page 3 pinup called Samantha Fox. I think she also had maybe a short-lived pop career, but it's not. I think there's 2 kids on here, Stephen and Samantha Gates, probably brother and sister, I think. Yeah, so they use the same 2 kids. It's multiple images. I think they did the photographs in black and white, and the color was added later. Yeah, so yeah, it came out really well. It's really interesting artwork. I think it was also banned on Facebook. You were not allowed to show this artwork on Facebook for a while. I think it's been rescinded since then. Okay. But yeah, number 6, yeah, is a good one. Houses of the Holy. All right, let's go to number 5, and it's Physical Graffiti. Yeah, so this album was recorded over a number of years, a number of sessions. I think they started recording it in July and December 1970, January through to March 1971, May 1972, January through to February 1974 at multiple locations. So I think some of the tracks were recorded for the earlier albums, but then sort of put on the shelf for later. Yeah, so this was also the first album on their label, Swan Song Records. Yeah, you got this distinctive image of Icarus, I think it's supposed to be. Some people say it's Lucifer. I'll leave that up to you. Yeah, full of classic Zeppelin tracks across the 4 sides of the original vinyl set. I really like the last track on the first side, In My Time of Dying. Second side, yeah, Houses of the Holy, Trampled Underfoot, Kashmir. It's got that great guitar riff. That's in a dad-gad tuning, which is kind of folky guitar tuning that Jimmy Page liked to use. Yeah, and he just turned it into a great sounding rock song. Yeah, excellent. And then side 3, I particularly like. I really like In the Light, Down by the Seaside, 10 Years Gone, really good. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so that's Physical Graffiti. Yeah, that's an iconic cover art as well. Yeah, it's a really good one. Okay, let's go to number 4 in the list, and it's the debut album, Led Zeppelin, or Led Zeppelin 1, as some people call it. I think it was recorded in the back end of 1968, and then it was released in early 1969. When it was initially released, I don't think it got very good reviews. That's the music press for you. Especially like Rolling Stone magazine, they didn't get a very good review. The name of the band, Led Zeppelin. So initially they were called New Yardbirds, obviously because Jimmy Page was in the Yardbirds, and then he wanted to form another band. Obviously, formed another band with John Bonham, John Paul Jones, and Robert Plant. And I think they were still contracted to do a tour, so they did a small tour under the name The New Yardbirds. And then they recorded this album in a very short space of time. I think only 36 hours of studio time, which Jimmy Page paid for himself, I think. The artwork, it's not actually a photograph. They hired an artist to replicate the photograph. I think it was to get around the copyright, I think. Yeah, maybe save some money. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we've got some classic songs on here. Yeah, Good Times, Bad Times. Yeah, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, Dazed and Confused. And yeah, Communication Breakdown, I really like the most. Yeah, the name of the band as well. Yeah, because as I mentioned before, yeah, they were called the New Yardbirds. Somewhere down the line, there was a conversation between Keith Moon and John Entwistle, and they basically said, "Oh, this will probably go down like a lead balloon." And, oh, Led Zeppelin. And then I think the spelling as well initially was Lead, but some people pointed out that, well, some people might read that as Lead Zeppelin, so they quickly changed that, and it became LED. So we can't mistake it for lead. So Led Zeppelin. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, great debut, number 4. Okay, that brings us to number 3 on the list, and it is Led Zeppelin 4. Or sometimes it's called Untitled. As you can see, there's no writing on the outside of the sleeve whatsoever. If you look at the inner sleeve, though, yeah, we got the lyrics. One side for Stairway to Heaven, and on the other side, we've got the symbols here for each member of the band. I know the first one is Jimmy Page. The other ones I can't remember. I always get them mixed up. We also have another symbol here, 3 triangles. This represents Sandy Denny, who also appeared on this track, doing a duet with Robert Plant. Really like the mandolin on this track as well. Yeah, sounds really good. Yeah, Battle of Evermore. Yeah, beautiful, really good. This album's also noted for that fantastic drum sound, especially on the last track when the levee breaks. I think they recorded this at Headley Grange in 1971. They recorded the drums in the lobby of that building. To get that sound. It just sounds absolutely massive. Really iconic drum sound. Fantastic. Yeah, so, yeah, that was Led Zeppelin 4. Okay, coming in at number 2 is, Led Zeppelin 2. Yeah, it could quite easily be number 1. Depends what mood I'm in. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely fantastic sort of second album. This pressing is a Japanese pressing, from 1979 actually, but it's just a really good sounding record. I used to have another pressing from early 70s, but I think it was just worn out. Yeah, somebody had played it to death, quite rightly. So I had to get shot of it. So yeah, I managed to pick this up recently. Really cheap in a second-hand store. It's absolutely immaculate. I don't think it's ever been played. It even comes with the lyric sheet as well. So, yeah, as well. Very nice. Yeah, lyric sheet. Yeah, both sides. Yeah. Fantastic album. Yeah, you start off with Whole Lotta Love. Yeah, got that great guitar riff. What Is and What Should Never Be. Yeah, Lemon Song, Thank You, Heartbreaker. Yeah, a great riff, Living Loving Maid, Ramble On. Yeah, for me, that is the best track on the album. Yeah, I just love the I love the lyrics on that, and the bass and the acoustic guitar. Yes, yeah, beautiful, really good, really, really good. So yes, Led Zeppelin 2 comes in at number 2. Hey, that takes us to number 1, and my favorite Led Zeppelin album is Led Zeppelin 3. Yeah, the only one I don't actually have on vinyl at the moment. Never mind. Yeah, I have it on CD. Yeah, I've got this remastered version that came out fairly recently. Yeah, so when it came out, it was kind of criticised a bit by music press. The fans were a little disappointed. I think they were all expecting something a bit heavier, sort of more of a follow-on from the second album. But no, they went down a sort of different avenue on this album, more of a folky album, folk rock album. Yeah, so I think they wrote most of the material for this in a cottage in Wales, in Snowdonia. That was still 1969. Yeah, they started recording this album. It was still 1969. I think it came out early 70. Yeah, so yeah, fantastic album. I really like, yeah, That's the Way. That's my favorite track on the album. It's a really beautiful track. But yeah, so many good tracks on this. Yeah, Immigrant Song, which is probably the most hard rocking track on it. Yeah, Friends, Celebration Day, Since I've Been Loving You, Out on the Tiles, Gallows Pole, Tangerine. Yeah, That's the Way. Yeah, great. Yeah, such a good album. Really good cover art as well. Yeah, the whole it's a gatefold as well. And yeah, you've got this disc as well, which you can rotate inside the sleeve. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, I did a really good job on these CD versions. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good replication of the original artwork. So yes, Led Zeppelin 3 is my favorite Led Zeppelin album. All right, that's it for my top 9 Led Zeppelin album countdown. I just thought if I had included this one as well, yeah, the song remains the same, I could have had a top 10 countdown. Sorry, I just forgot. Never mind. That's a live album anyway. So, all right. So yes, if you enjoyed, watching this, please click the like button, and also if you want to subscribe, yes, hit the subscribe button as well. Also, the music for this channel is by my band Kodomo-san. The track is called It's a Lottery. I think I said last week that it's available on Bandcamp, but it's not. Not yet. I will put it on SoundCloud, and I will put the link in the description below. Okay, so hopefully I'll see you again next week. Okay, so take care. Bye.